Ladies, welcome to the 2020 Ladies Member Guest here at the Club at Carlton Woods. I wanted to get with each and every one of you to go over scoring in Golf Genius to make sure everybody's comfortable for how we're going to do scoring for not only the member, but all future tournaments moving on here at the club. First and foremost, you're going to need a GGID to enter into the app. That GGID can be found in two locations. First location is going to be on the steering wheel of your golf cart. Where it has your name, you'll see your GGID underneath your name. Second will be find myself or Emil up on the driving range. We'll have a tee sheet that has your GGID with it that we can assist you to log it into the Golf Genius app and make sure everything's working. So we're going to look on our steering wheel and we're going to see our GGID and we're going to type it in right here in the golf app. Mine just happens to be SFKRY. FF. Once I have it in, I'm going to hit sign in, and you're going to see that's going to pull up. It's going to have my name at the top where it says, "Hi Daniel, welcome to the member scoring app." I'm the marker for Keaton and Jason, and my marker is Keaton and Jason. We're going to go ahead and hit continue. You're going to notice real fast that it's going to start us on hole 1 because that's the hole I'm teeing off on. Being that this is a shotgun, if you start on hole 4, the first hole that's going to pull up is hole 4. So you don't have to go scrolling for it. If for some reason you need to go and change holes, you can do that by just clicking up here at the top where it says hole 1, hole 2, 18. Just kind of go back and forth, and the current hole you are on are right there in the middle. So it's easy to navigate from hole to hole. So we're going to start on hole 1. That's the hole we are on. And you're going to go ahead and start typing in scores. What you're going to notice is as I type in scores, it's going to automatically jump to the next score in order. Once I have all 4 scores typed in, I'm going to hit save, and we're going to automatically move to the next hole. Every time I hit save scores, it's going to click over to the next hole for me. I'm not going to have to do anything extra when it comes to typing them in. I'm just hitting the scores for each hole and hitting save. What you're going to notice as well, I don't have our net handicaps turned on at this time, but it will have the dots up here by your name for when you do get pops. So just keep that in mind. You don't have to look at the scorecard or anything. It will be on your phone with the dots right here next to it to let you know when you get strokes. So we're going to go ahead and keep typing in scores here. 4-5, 5-7, 4-7. Save scores. 5, 4, 4, 5. All right, so we just finished the front 9, heading to the halfway house, and I want to look at where the rest of the field stands right now. So as I pull up, look at the scorecard, right above where it says hole 10, you're going to see a thing that says leaderboard. I'm clicking on leaderboard. It's going to go ahead and pull up the tournaments that we're playing. I'm going to click on best ball net. It's going to pull up everybody that's playing, and it's going to show me right now that Emil and I are currently in the lead with 33 Stableford points. Keep in mind, you only have 2 teams in for this tournament. If there are 20 teams, all the teams are going to be listed here as they start posting scores. If I want to look at gross, I'll click on gross, and there it is. We're at 22 points to 18 points. Really easy to get back to the scorecard. I just click scoring. Takes me right back to where I left off. Pretty easy to switch back and forth between these 2 screens. Keep in mind that these will update periodically, so all you got to do is just as you go back and forth and people are entering scores, this leaderboard is going to update as scores get entered. Lastly, one more thing you can do if you go to these 3 lines over here, this kind of lets you see other parts of the app. You really don't need to get into this section unless you're logging out for some reason. Only other thing there is that's kind of fun is this upload photo. As you're out there on the golf course, if you want to, you can choose to upload a photo. And that'll put it onto our Ladies Member website that y'all can look at daily underneath the social media tab. So the way that works, we're just going to click on upload photo. It's going to pull it. I'm going to click on the camera, and I'm going to say I'm going to take one from the camera. So I'm going to take a picture right now. Here we go. So I took my picture. I can edit it up however I want it to be in there. We can move it around. We're going to use that picture, and I'm going to upload it. And that picture is now going to be on the web page. When we finish playing golf, we can all go back in and look at the pictures. That's one way you can do it. It's fun. Anytime you have downtime, you can do that. We're going to get back to the scorecard. We're going to click on the 3 lines at the top. We're going to go to digital scorecards, and you're going to notice it's going to pull up our card where we're at right now with this little prompt that says not all the scores are in, so we can't certify it. We're going to pop up, and all I'm going to do is where it says hole 10, I'm clicking on it, and it's going to bring me right back to where we were at, to hole 10, and now I can move on and start typing in scores again. So here we go. We're going to start typing in scores for our back 9, and we're going to type it in, hit save, we're going to move on. We're going to hit save, and we're going to move on. Now I'm coming up here, and let's do hole 12 here. We're going to go ahead and say that Keaton made a 4, but Jason hit it in the water twice, and he picked up. We're going to type in an X. When I type in the X, you'll see that it doesn't automatically go down to the next line. I just got to click on my name. I made a 4, and Emil hit it in the water a couple times too, so he got an X. All I got to do is hit save scores. We can move on to hole 13. We'll do 7, 6. And then it looks like I struggled a little bit. We'll have an X. And Emil took a 7. We'll keep moving on. Do 4, 5, 3, 2. We're going to save those. We'll do 6, 4, 5, 6. Save those. Everybody's going to have a good hole here with a whole bunch of 3s. Then we'll do 5, 7, 5, 8. Save scores, and all I'm doing is type it in our gross scores. I don't need to do anything else. We'll do 6, 6, 5, and let's do an X here just for fun. And we're going to hit save scores. And this is going to pull me to our finishing page here. And what you're going to notice is going to say all scores are entered. Review marker and player scores, and tap on the score to change it. Tap certify to sign the scorecard. I'm going to hit continue, and what you're going to notice is it's going to pull up our marker score and my scorecard. What I want to do before I look at any of the scores, I just want to drag this down, and I want to refresh this scorecard, and this is going to start entering in all the scores here. Under Keaton, you're going to see scores. That's the scores that I posted. Under Jason, where it says scores, that's the scores I posted. Where it says Keaton's notes and Jason notes, those are the scores they entered in for themselves. So we're going to scroll through here, and I'm just looking. I'm saying, okay, so far all these scores look like they're matching up. We agree. Uh-oh, I see some yellow that popped up here. And this is going to show where I typed in for Jason a 6. He said he had a 7. And we need to discuss this. We'll talk about it, and Jason's going to say, you know what, I made a 7. I click on that 6, hit 7, and it changes over. We're going to have this same discussion here. I typed the wrong score in. And I look through here. I hit save scores. I'm going to scroll through one more time, just double check, and I'm going to say, you know what, guys, we agree on y'all's scores, everything that I typed in. I'm going to go ahead and hit certify as marker and hit confirm. They're going to do the same thing on their card when they look at that. Now that I certified that their scores are correct, I looked at them, we're verified, I'm going to go to my scorecard now. I'm going to do the same thing. My scorecard, it's going to ask me the same thing. I'm going to hit continue, and I'm going to pull down and refresh, and I'm going to start looking through and seeing if anything's highlighted yellow or anything that doesn't match. And everything here looks good to me. So I'm going to say, okay, I agree with the scores they posted for us. I'm going to go ahead and hit certify as player. I'm going to hit confirm, and I am 100% done with the scoring process on Golf Genius. I certified my scores, they certified, we're done, and our scores are now 100% official. This is like signing a scorecard in any other tournament that you may have played in. So what we can do from here, I'm curious to see what the rest of the field's doing. I'm going to go ahead and click on results here, and it's going to pull up our leaderboard again. I'm going to go to Best Ball Net, and there it is. Emil and I somehow pulled it out with 61 Stableford points over Jason and Keaton. Look at the gross field as well. You'll see the scoreboard there. Something else you can do once the tournament's over, I want to kind of see how Emil and I really did this on net. I click on the scorecard. There's all of our pops. There's a scores reshot. Here's our Stableford points below. And what you'll notice is this is double scores on par 4. So let's look at just hole 1. It's right there. We had a 5 and a 4. That converts over to a 2 and a 3 Stableford points for 5 points total for that hole. And I come over here to where we have the X's. Any X's that I have, you'll see that there were 0 net points earned for that hole as well. If I go down here to the gross and I click on our scorecard again, same thing, 5-4 gross scores correlate to a 1 and a 2 there. And you can see the strokes that we had, gross strokes. Well, there's no dots there. If I come up here, scroll back to number 1, you'll see 5-4 with our 2 strokes off, makes it 7. And that's how you have the Stableford scoring there to look at. So that is how we look at Golf Genius. When you're done, you can hit those 3 lines, hit log out, and we're completely done. Ladies, I hope this video demonstrates how easy Golf Genius is, and it's easy to navigate, and hopefully it has a little bit more confidence with you. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me up on the driving range tomorrow morning. I'd be more than happy to walk you through it. And while we're driving around, if there's any issues, we can fix it for you. Again, thank you all for playing in this year's Ladies Member, and we're looking forward to having a great time tomorrow. See you in the morning.